You said you're keeping things light. Yeah, I guess kind of go with the flow. Do the men ever get upset and want more from you? Does that ever happen?
I think that when a man applies the right pressure, the woman will react. Like it's yin and yang, it's give and take, it's reciprocity. So I give you as much as you give me, and I don't trip if you're not giving me that much because I understand I might not be that girl, but everybody do want to give me that much. But I'll clear that up. But I'm not tripping if you don't. Like it's all good. I'm not trying to control nobody. I'm not creating a whole vision in my head off one date and trying to control and narrate this person into my life. No, I'm my own entity. I'm my own powerful force. So and we can move together and we can vibe. Even might be a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. But if it's when it's time to grow apart, we can grow apart. So I think in our community, we think marriages or commitment or real relationships and real building is forever. No, you could make some bread with somebody and then be like, okay, goodbye. That's my opinion.
All right. Sweeney, what do you got? Are people in general, I know you off the market, but are
I've been out the
people in
game a long
general
time.
dating for a purpose from what you've seen?
From what I've seen, there's a lot of hurt people out there. So there's a lot of guarding of their hearts. So I think people want certain results, but when you have to experience the dating market and the things that it presents to you, and you couple in their past and their past situations and relationships and dating experience, a lot of people approach it guarded. So no, I don't think they're dating with a purpose, but I think there's always a rhyme or a reason to why. And from what I've heard from the people I've spoken to, it tend to be they have a lot of bad dating experiences and or a lot of past relationship experiences that guard them from dating with a purpose. My only solution to that is that one of the things that we all talked about is that you need to heal from your past situations. That way you can approach every single relationship or every single encounter after that in good faith. Mm-hmm. And I think as long as you do that, then you will find yourself dating with a purpose again.
All right. Rev. Hey man, this effect you got is freaking me the hell out.
My bad. I'm just, So I'll take it like this. Do what you want, right? There's a lot of people who are just dating just for fun. And a lot of times we have problems with that. Let people do what they want to do, right? If you want to date just for fun, because my particular path worked for me, but that doesn't mean it'll work for you. The only time that I have an issue with someone is when they complain about the results that they're getting, right? So you do whatever it is that you see fit for your life, but it has to be streamlined to where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So if you just want fun, you just want to hang out, that's cool, right? I went through a phase like that, but I still was able to get married in my 20s, right? But even if I didn't, I think I probably still would have been fine. Only because, it is what it is. Men's market value peaks a lot later in life than a woman's does in general, right? And you can tell by the results. So if you're the type of person that wants to play in your 20s, then you can't complain in your 30s and in your 40s and say, wow, there's really no good people left, right? If you don't mind and you feel like your beauty is not finite, then you might be in for a rude awakening, as long as you realize where you're going, right? Because a lot of people don't understand that part. If you think that your market value is going to be the same in your 40s as they were in your 20s, maybe not. People will want you for different reasons at that point, right? And we get confused, and women deal with it more because they'll still get attention, but it will be more so sexual attention. Right? Because even in my 20s, I would date women that were like into the 40s. You wouldn't try to build try to build a life with them. And that's the difference. So unless they're willing to go a little older themselves. So if you're like 40, then you probably have to push for somebody in their upper 50s or something like that as a woman, because at least that older man might see you still as a freshie, if that makes any sense. So as long as you understand where you're going, you just have to plan for it, right? Prepare, and you'll be good.
All right. Very, very succinct. All right, Andrea, are you don't have to answer personally, but from what you've seen in this market, are people dating for a purpose?
I'll answer the question personally. No, I'm not dating for a specific purpose. I'm dating because sometimes I'm bored. Sometimes I'm hungry. Sometimes I want to watch the latest movie that just came out and I don't feel like paying for it. So, sometimes if I feel like it's necessary to date for a purpose because I'm looking for some type of like potential relationship, I mean, yeah, then I might push my intentions. But normally in the first beginning stages of wanting to get to know a person, I'm probably just attracted to them and I want to know what their day-to-day life looks like, and I want to know a little bit more about them. And if I decide to call them and be like, hey, let's go get a drink or something, it's really to, at that point, to just go out and get a drink or go out and watch a movie. And then if I decide that I like spending time with that person, then I might start to, compartmentalize where I'm going to place them in my life.
All right. So MLG, I'm gonna let you close this one out, but let me say this. So Trev and Andrea, like what I like about what both of y'all just did is what Andrea said. A lot of YouTube gangsters would be like, "Oh, you toxic, whoopty whoop." But what's missing from the whole dating game in general is honesty. It's honesty of people's intentions to begin with. If you would just lead with that, it gives the power to the other person to say, "I'm gonna deal with this," or "I'm not gonna deal with this." So MLG, I'm gonna let you close it out, but I found a video that I had saved for one of my shows, and I think it kind of encapsulates what we're talking about here. So after we watch the video,
I got
MLG,
a question before you go to that video.
Yeah, go ahead. Right
after the video.
All right, so watch this. I think this kind of sums up what we're talking about, and I want to know y'all thoughts after. What do y'all think about that video?
I think they reversed the roles. I think they reversed the roles, but that's legit.
Yeah.
All right,
Ali, you had a question, and we're gonna go to MLG.
Yeah, I got a question. Trev was like, yeah, when you in your 20s, you need to find somebody, or if you out here playing games and you're this feedback, so you can mute. But you're in your 20s, you playing games, so don't get mad if you're in your 30s and 40s want to settle down. I'm just trying to figure out, are we telling people to basically finesse people? Like, do I need to use my looks to get a man now because I'm worried if they're gonna fade or something? Like, what is the purpose of the relationship? If I'm gonna just use my beauty to get him. And I think relationships are based on connection and commonalities, and sometimes that differs as you grow. So you might be with somebody 10 years and you might separate. Are we teaching people, hey, get somebody now while you looking good and stay with them, try to trap them for the rest of their life? Because that's why a lot of people end up in divorce court. So I'm trying to figure out, do you all see yourselves with your spouses and your partners for the rest of your life? Ugly, beautiful, whatever, however you look. Do you see yourself with one person for the rest of your life? No cheating, no extra stuff. Now, if you're real.
Yeah.